In this particular lecture, let's learn about handling events in a class-based component. So let's first go ahead and create a class-based component from scratch. So I'll create a new file. Let's call this particular component as class event.js. Once that is created, I could simply go ahead and do a bunch of things like importing component first, then create a class here called as class event and make this thing extend component. And once that thing is done, add a render method in there and make this render method return some JSX. So right now let's make this thing return a parent div element and say something like this is a class based component. So what we have done until now is simply creating a class based component, and in here I just need to create a button, and this button would say click, and over here I would add an on click. And now here comes the main part. So the only difference between a functional component and a class based component in terms of event handling is that in a function based component you would simply say handle click here. However, as this is a class based component, you need to say this dot handle click, and then instead of creating a function here, instead you actually have to go ahead and create a method in here, and that method is going to be the handle click method. So in order to write the handle click method, you have to be right inside this class itself. You just need to be outside the render method and create the method here, which is handle click, and this handle click is going to log something to the console. So console log, and I would say something like class based event handling. So if we save that, I simply now have to make use of that component here. So I'll get rid of this code, and instead I would import the class event. So I would say import class event. That should be class event from /components/class event, and then simply add that component here. So class event. So once this thing is done, I could go back to the browser, and if I hit refresh, it says failed to compile because we have actually forgotten to export this class. So I need to say export default class event. So once this thing is done, as you can see, we have a class based component here, and whenever I click that, it says class based event handling. So that means the class-based event handling is working, and the only difference between the class-based event handling and a function-based one is that in a function-based one you create a function, in here you create a method, and while making a call to that particular function you say handle click here, which is the name of the function. And as this is a method, you cannot simply say handle click, but you need to use the this keyword. So this is how event handling works in terms of class-based component. And now in the upcoming lecture, we are going to dive deeper into event handling, and we are going to learn how to bind event handlers in React and why exactly is that event binding required. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.